Today, we're gonna be talking about the do's and don'ts of moving to Lubbock and what you need to do and what you don't need to do. And maybe even if you do live here, things you shouldn't do if you're selling a house. So just an all-encompassing video, do's and don'ts. Let's start vice. Number one, call a realtor. So if you're gonna be going it alone, one thing to consider is if you're working directly with a seller, they're not gonna have the buyer's interest in mind. Whereas if you're working with me, let's say, or any other realtor, it doesn't have to be me, although I'd really like it if it was, they don't have your interest in mind, whereas I do. Obviously the incentives for me, you're not paying me if I'm working for you, so it's quite a bit different. The seller's gonna be paying for me. So it does give me that kind of more of an oomph to help you out and be on your side even more.
Don't move here if you do not like experiencing all 4 seasons in potentially 1 week. No, but seriously, as much as we love Lubbock, one of the detriments, as you've probably seen in Andrew and Jaden's videos, we've got a huge variance in weather, especially during those transition times in spring and fall. For example, this week we had a high of 60 on one day, and today we're gonna have a high of like 92. Next week we'll probably be freezing. In the spring, lots of dust, lots of wind, so you're gonna have all 4 seasons in the spring for sure. So don't move here if you don't like a little bit of shakiness in your life.
Make sure you do your research on the areas that you want to live in Lubbock. There's a lot of places that you can live. It's important to know school districts, house sizes, general what's going on in the area, new stuff, or if that's kind of what you want to be with, or if that's kind of where you want to be, or you want to be somewhere more secluded with not as much stuff, not as much people. Definitely do your research on neighborhoods. And I can help with that. So it's a part of doing your research, but when you do call me, we'll be able to figure out those areas for you or exactly what's gonna fit your bill, and we'll get you in the perfect spot for you. Or if you're an investor, we'll find you exactly what you want.
Okay, do research all your available options as far as the loan. If you're not paying with cash, obviously, you gotta have somebody to help you. There's a lot of people out there that want to sell loans to you, and you're gonna wanna have somebody to trust. There's a lot of ways to know what to look for. Contact Andrew. He can guide you down that rabbit hole. We don't want you going down any sort of cash pawn places so you can get a home loan. There's a lot of dodgy people out there, but good thing is Andrew's got a lot of options for you, can point you down to the right path. I'm sure he can help you. I know he can.
Here's another don't. Don't assume that you can't live anywhere in Lubbock. We've talked about commute times in a lot of our videos. What we mean is, because it doesn't take you a long time to get from point A to point B in Lubbock, you can really live anywhere. There's a lot of variety. There's a lot of places that you can live. Don't count any place out. Find the spot that works for you.
Okay, if you visit Texas Tech, walk on Memorial Circle grass. They've literally got Navy SEAL snipers on top of those buildings waiting to just shoot you. Right?
Yeah, I know they do.
So yeah, you never want to walk on that.
Yep.
Okay, you're not really gonna get shot, but
you might.
I've seen people accidentally step on that. And remember, this is Memorial Circle. It's in remembrance of all the fallen soldiers. I've seen people walk on that grass, and I've seen like 10 or 12 people just start yelling, "Get off the grass!" So do not step on the grass. They've got lots of walkways to visit. It's a really cool place to visit. Just use the sidewalks.
Here's another do try new restaurants. There are, what, 300,000 people here in Lubbock? There are 500,000 restaurants, seemingly. Put an asterisk by that. There's a ton of restaurants here. There's a ton of hole-in-the-wall mom and pop restaurants. We're gonna make videos covering some of those. We've already made some covering some of the restaurants here, but you gotta try new restaurants if you do move here. It is one of the biggest do's. There are so many great. One of my favorite hole-in-the-wall spots, PICANTES on 34th Street, Mexican place. You get a breakfast burrito the size of your head for, what, $3.50? Oh my God, it's delicious. So that's a big old do. Try new restaurants. So don't think that you have got to go at this alone, because if you try to do that, you're gonna be sort of mistaken. We know that this is about sold houses, but it's for sale by owner houses. But you know, if you're living here and you watch our videos, then this will be good advice for you. So According to the National Association of Realtors website, in 2020, 5.64 million existing homes were sold in 2020. 822,000 newly constructed homes were built. The typical for sale by owner house sold for $217,900, and that's in Texas, across the state of Texas. So Lubbock, the average home value is around $200,000, so these stats are a bit bigger. But the typical FSBO sold for $217,000 compared to $295,000 sold by a real estate agent. So a realtor knows what they're doing. They know how to market your house. They know how to get the highest price for it. They know how to prepare it. They know how to do the paperwork. You want to trust a real estate agent in doing the process. Whether it's me or a competitor of mine, you should do a real estate agent. You should use, come on, look at me. You should trust a real estate agent. All right, rapid fire round, put up the clock. Here we go. Ready? Don't do drugs.
Don't race on the loop.
Do buy a house.
Don't buy a crappy house.
Do invest in Molotov cocktails.
Do invest in flood insurance when in a flood zone.
Do not move into a flood zone.
Don't research how to make Molotov cocktails.
Ding, 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 ding. Well, everybody, from the bottom of our hearts, from the bottom of Jaden's heart, who is apparently, according to the beginning of this video, deceased, has AIDS, missing person.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. He's still alive, but also he may be dead. So he just was missing from this video, but we substituted in Corey. And fun fact, Corey and I actually started a farm and ranch channel that Corey actually started. He's a farm and ranch broker, so land and ranch really. And if you want to check that out, we'll link it below. We'll include a clip of it. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. I've been Andrew.
And I've been Jaden.
And we are YouTube Realtors. And we wanted to thank you for watching.